A recanvass of last week's Republican primary finds not much has changed and could set the stage for November's governor's race.
It seemed normal. It seemed, just like all the little mom and pop shops like that around town.
Lexington businesses raided by state police who say that they were selling stolen merchandise.
Could have easily been taken away from me, and just being on stage, I think I appreciate it more than anybody else out there.
It's a huge step forward for a Lexington woman, how she's fighting back after an accident that changed her life.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. It was a close race, but tonight the Republican candidate for governor appears to be set following a statewide recanvass.
Within the last few hours, Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes announced there were no changes between Matt Bevin and James Comer after last week's primary. Bevin still leads Comer in the race by 83 votes. WKYT's Victor Puente is in Frankfort with more on what happens following the recanvass. He has our top story at 6.
This recanvass covered 2 Republican primary races, the governor's and the commissioner of agriculture. While some numbers changed, the outcomes of both races remain the same. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes' office spent the day talking to the Board of Elections in all 120 Kentucky counties. The headliner of the day was the Republican governor primary, where Matt Bevin beat James Comer by only 83 votes.
What we have seen so far to date is that there have been no substantial changes that will impact either the nominee for the Republican Party for governor or the nominee for the Republican Party for the Commissioner of Agriculture race.
The recanvass also found Ryan Quarles did win the Ag Commissioner nomination for the Republicans. If James Comer wants a recount, which is a much more in-depth look at the ballots, he'll have to file a motion in Franklin Circuit Court. If that happened, the Secretary's office would be involved.
We would be served. The State Board of Elections would be a defendant in the action.
Comer's campaign director said he's in Florida with his family and will release a statement tomorrow about his future in the governor's race. Grimes said she was happy with how the recanvass was ran.
I could not be more pleased with the responsiveness within which my staff as well as the County Board of Elections across the Commonwealth operated today.
If there's no request for a recount, the State Board of Elections will certify these results at their meeting on June 8th. In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
If Comer does not file for a recount, Bevin will face Jack Conway in the November general election. He released a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "It is an honor to be the Republican nominee for governor. I have tremendous respect for Commissioner Comer and am glad that we went through the recanvass process so that the integrity of our election was validated. In the weeks and months ahead, we will be bringing out our blueprint for a better Kentucky to the voters, and we look forward to discussing this detailed plan for job creation," end quote. Federal agents and state police raided 2 Lexington stores this afternoon. It is all part of an ongoing investigation. Police searched the Progress Market on North Limestone just before noon, then the Eastland Market shortly after. Investigators say the store owners were reselling stolen merchandise. WKYT's Jordan Valines is in Lexington tracking the investigation.
The sting started Thursday morning when state police and federal agencies made surprise visits to 2 corner markets in Lexington. Progress Market on North Limestone.
A lot of people go there. I've bought stuff there before.
And Eastland Food Mart on Eastland Parkway.
It seemed normal. It seemed, just like all the little mom and pop shops like that around town.
But state police say the owners of these 2 mom and pop shops were part of an organized crime ring, which involved them selling merchandise that had been stolen from Kroger.
A lot of it centers around the energy drinks at this particular location, the Red Bulls and the Monsters.
After a series of investigations by state police and Kroger Loss Prevention, search warrants were executed involving the resale of stolen items. When state police arrived at the Progress Market to serve the warrant, they say that they actually stumbled upon an ongoing drug deal happening just behind the building.
Today we were in the right place at the right time, and actually we made narcotics arrests, and it was kind of a 2-for-1 today for us.
More like a 4-for-1. 4 people were arrested overall. The person involved in the alleged drug deal, as well as the owner of Progress Market and the owners of Eastland Food Mart. Those 3 are now facing charges of engaging in organized crime. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Well, state police also found a semi-automatic handgun today located inside the Progress Market.
The Lexington Fire Department is asking for your help tracking down 2 individuals suspected of arson. Firefighters say the 2 men set a truck on fire on Walton Avenue Sunday night. The fire was caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera. You see it right there. Firefighters believe the 2 set fire to a dumpster near the main offices of the Fayette County Public School System.
It's very important to catch these 2 because, like I said, it could escalate. We don't know the severeness or how it started with them, but we need to catch them before it does escalate, like I said, to the point where they could actually cause harm to somebody else or themselves.
Firefighters believe the 2 ran down Aurora Avenue towards North Ashland Avenue. Tips leading to an arrest and a conviction may be eligible for up to a $1,000 reward. We have a chance for some more pop-up showers tonight.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking those showers and storms on the First Alert Defender. What's out there?
Yeah, it's a broken record, guys, and get ready for it. And we're going to replay this for, at least the next week and change daily rounds of some showers and storms. Starting to look toward the western horizon on our live sky cam. Way in the distance there, you can see the tops of some of those showers and storms not too far away from the Frankfort area. 76 in Lexington with a mix of sun and clouds. Humidity way up there, 67% as of right now. Live First Alert Defender, we've got a little spin that is coming out of Tennessee toward the Lake Cumberland area. And out ahead of that, we're picking up on some showers and storms that are actually lifting from south to north. So the action that rolled across Georgetown a little over an hour ago is now up into southern parts of Grant County. A little thunder shower on top of downtown Frankfort, not moving very much at all as it continues to lift its way just to the north now of 460. And that's going to continue to slide up 421 up 1900 there. Overall, some very heavy rains, but on a very short time span and a very localized area. Nothing across downtown Lexington to the south and southwest of us. A little spotty shower and storm action until we get into Somerset, Whitley City, Monticello. Showers and storms beginning to pick up a little steam here. Here's that spin that we were just talking about coming out of Tennessee. If you're out and about this evening, umbrella to be safe. Isolated showers and storms. Temperatures drop into the 60s. Showers and storms crank up for the weekend. We'll track them just ahead.
A plane had to make an emergency landing in Washington County this afternoon. It landed just north of the Bluegrass Parkway on Highway 555. It happened about 1. The sheriff's office says no one was hurt. The pilot told deputies he had just bought the plane in Indiana and was heading home to South Carolina. He said he started having some engine trouble, so he called state police for help.
A Lexington woman is about to take a huge step forward, literally, with a new prosthetic leg. 18 months after a horrific bike accident, Lisa Schaefer is not letting a severe injury stop her. November 6, 2013 changed her forever, but it is not keeping her from riding a bike again and making music. Rehearsal for the final spring concert. For one member of the Lexington Philharmonic Orchestra, it may be a miracle she's alive, much less playing here now.
You don't know how wonderful it is. I never knew how much I love music until after this accident, because knowing it was almost taken away from me.
Lisa Schaefer has played the cello for 39 years, 13 with the Philharmonic.
It could have easily been taken away from me, and just being on stage, I think I appreciate it more than anybody else out there.
Just before noon on November 6, 2013, Lisa's life changed forever. On that day, Lisa was running errands. She was on her bicycle here on Winchester Road. She was in the bike lane right here, headed this way towards the Jif plant, and right next to her was a truck in that lane, both of them together going that way.
I remember it exactly.
Lisa says she thought the fuel truck driver could see her just ahead on his right in the bike lane. She did not think he was going to turn right across the bike lane, but he did.
All of a sudden I look down and my bike lane is maybe, the portion I'm using is about 18 inches. And he's already more than halfway into it, turning.
Lisa was squeezed between the curb and the truck turning.
Everything happened in a split second, literally maybe 2 seconds. He hit me and propelled me forward, and I was down on the ground with my right leg trapped.
The truck wheels rolled over Lisa's bike, trapping her underneath it.
My thoughts were, okay, he's running me over. There's nothing I can do about this. People get run over, legs broken, they're gonna fix me. But then he stopped on me.
For 25 long minutes, the truck tire stayed there, crushing Lisa's leg. Lisa says witnesses yelled at the truck driver not to roll off her because it might cause even more damage.
It was horrible. I mean, it was like a burning sensation that it was like somebody just took a hot iron and was cutting into me.
I think I said, "Oh my God, that lady's under the truck."
An off-duty Lexington police officer and his wife, a nurse, who heard Lisa's screams, held her hands.
I knelt down beside her, just had her look at me, was telling her it's going to be okay, we're getting you some help. Just try to stay calm.
The only thing you can do is just, hold her hand. I told her to squeeze it as hard as she could and, to try and, help with the pain.
Finally, airbags arrived and lifted the truck wheels off her. 70 days in the hospital and 10 surgeries followed to save her right leg. But in the end, Lisa decided on amputation after months of frustration.
Yes, I functioned. Yes, I was able to go from the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen, but I couldn't walk my dogs a block. I couldn't be without pain meds.
Lisa is not satisfied with her current prosthetic. It greatly limits what she can do. And one thing she wants to do again is ride a bike. So she's making 3 trips to a clinic in Rochester, New York to be fitted for a prosthetic leg that allows her to do everything she did before the accident.
Life is precious, and love everything you do and do everything with passion and enjoy every single second of it.
The accident has brought Lisa and her husband even closer.
Her attitude is just phenomenal.
I'm very, very lucky, and a lot of people, a lesser man would have gotten up and left.
And the Philharmonic and we are lucky to have her music and her inspiration. Lisa's new prosthetic leg, not here yet, but it costs about $35,000. Insurance covers most of that, but she does have a GoFundMe account, Legs for Lisa. You can find the link on WKYT.com. Now, she says that she will ride a bike for the very first time after the accident this Saturday at Bike Lexington. Late next month, she expects to have that new leg.
Good for her. I'm struck by, she has such a positive attitude, but she was under that truck for so very long. Did that have any complication on what happened then?
For 25 minutes, which is hard to believe, but the nurse that was there told me that that wheel acted almost like a tourniquet to keep her leg and the blood compressed. And if they had rolled the truck off, it might have been much, much worse. So it was a horrible time, but it could have been even worse. But she does. She has a fantastic attitude.
Yeah, so very lucky, and her music is beautiful. We
is,
are thankful for her to be in this community. Sam, thank you.
Welcome. One lucky person went home with a new Harley-Davidson bike. How about that? Coming up, how he won it and why it's called the official Coach Cow bike.